When the chart stays red and things start to spiral out of control, it's just distracting. Completely distinct information is shown by the on-chain data. Let me clarify the caveat before I become too excited, because this film will detail the BlackRock Coinbase and behind the scenes acts, and they may entirely change your perception of Shiba Inu. The value of a Shiba Inu has declined for a second day running. Shiba Inu has had trouble keeping its value for 3 days in a row, so keep that in mind. What makes the fall of Shiba Inu so interesting is that unlike the product or its creators, the all-powerful Bitcoin is mostly to blame. Reason being, Shiba Inu seems to track the Bitcoin price very closely. Shiba Inu value is quite sensitive to changes in the Bitcoin ecosystem. We won't bore you with the details of Bitcoin's movements today due to the abundance of important Shiba Inu news, but you should know that Grayscale appears to be actively selling off its Bitcoin holdings, and that BlackRock has gone another day without Bitcoin inflows. Coming so soon after the Bitcoin ETF received clearance in the US, this is truly bizarre and unexpected. Over the course of 70 days, BlackRock received investments. Can you fathom the level of terror that has ensued since 2 days ago when it showed 0 inflows? People were startled and terrified. The cause of a couple of days with no inflows is still a mystery, but it could make sense. Nevertheless, we are concerned that something is amiss because 3 days have passed with no inflows. This is intriguing because it is not an influx or outflow, but rather a value of 0. The reason behind this baffles us. There may be widespread panic among investors who are selling off assets out of fear of more market declines and a general loss of faith in the cryptocurrency industry. Many are now perplexed by this unexpected development. Given BlackRock's 70-day inflow streak, this is clearly not a typical occurrence for the company. Because it is 0, we infer that this is not an investor's move, but rather BlackRock's move, as institutional investors are redistributing their assets in response to regulatory uncertainties or perhaps as a strategic move. Remaining perfectly still at 0 seems like very out of the ordinary human behavior. The fact that it has stayed at 0 for 3 consecutive days raises suspicions that BlackRock has been manipulating the market rather than just responding to investors' natural tendencies, as even little fluctuations can be favorable or bad. This is purely speculation, though, because we do not yet have any hard data. The price of Shiba Inu has risen 41% in the past week, despite a 10% retracement in the past 3 days. This is significant because, according to recent patterns in the futures markets, bulls are still aiming for bigger profits, regardless of whether Shiba Inu is to blame for the temporary price swings or not. Consider an alternative scenario: you are on a road trip and, owing to traffic or other factors, you experience some delays. Despite a 10% drop in value for Shiba Inu over the past 3 days, the bigger meme coin markets have been going all out this week to cash in on the gains from last week. So long as bullish sentiment and underlying demand are present, however, this will not affect Shiba Inu's long-term potential. After this hypothetical stage of rehabilitation, the Shiba Inu, there is a lot of hope and faith that the price of Shiba Inu will climb again, despite momentary losses, because traders are adding new futures contracts at a rate that is disproportionate to the market trend. Traders' active addition of additional futures contracts indicates an optimistic outlook for Shiba Inu. Optimism and a temporary rise in prices can be fueled by this uptick in activity. Nevertheless, you need to know something. To keep tabs on the whole worth of open futures contracts for a specific cryptocurrency asset, the Glass Open Interest Indicator is used. The open interest in Shiba Inu was 51 million at the beginning of the week, but new numbers reveal a dramatic uptick, with Shiba Inu open interest increasing by 23 million from April 19 to 75 million right now. Specifically, but this outpaces the 41% increase in Shiba Inu prices and signifies a strong 45% increase in open interest within the weekly time frame. Speculative traders are seen as being positive when open interest outpaces price growth. Secondly, if the open interest for an asset suddenly skyrockets, it means that traders are more involved and are betting on the asset's future value. Consequently, volumes, which in turn encourage price hikes. There may be another rising trend on the horizon, with the Shiba Inu price reaching the 43 mark soon after this substantial 23 million increase in open interest. The rising enthusiasm among Shiba Inu investors may be puzzling to you at the moment. Well, word has it that Shiram, a crucial part of Shiba Inu, is about to go through a hard fork. In case you're unfamiliar, The term hard fork refers to a major protocol update or change in the blockchain industry that typically ends in A. According to the release, the next major update for Sharum will be a technological marvel, bringing to life a plethora of features crafted to enhance the user experience and foster even deeper community involvement. The goal of this irreversible split from the prior version of Shib, a hard fork, is to make things better for everyone involved, from users to developers. Potential investors are more likely to put their money into projects when they know that innovators have the capacity to make changes and that advancements like the upcoming Shib hard fork will back up any price gains. This entices people who value substance over hype and reassures investors by moving the emphasis from wild speculation to solid groundwork. D. Vinci, an early proponent of Bitcoin, has posted further proof in a blog post. As far as anyone can tell, Shiba Inu backed Jeremy, the one who brought attention to his speculations about the breed. In his mysterious response, Shoshire Kusuma included a picture. This would indicate that Kusuma is bullish on the K9 theme token's future value. Our investigation reveals that in the span of a single day, the Shiba Inu network processed 1.5 trillion tokens. Traders should pay attention to these big transfers because they can indicate future price changes. From what seems like an individual wallet, large sums of money are being transferred, such as 53 billion Shiba Inu, which is equivalent to about 1.36 million to an unknown receiver. The addition of 2.65 million Shiba Inu, more than 6 billion, to a Coinbase hot wallet is another remarkable development. We are specifically seeking for this to be an internal transfer or an indication of forthcoming volatility. As we talk about possible future price surges in this video, getting ready for upcoming volatility is a natural fit. Since there have been no inflows with BlackRock, one issue that needs addressing is the Bitcoin dump. What are your thoughts on the investors' belief that this issue will be resolved promptly? Do not hesitate to post a comment. Please do so if you are interested in finding out more. We have reached the end of this film. Kindly select a video from the list that appears on your screen. Please hit the like button and drop a comment if you enjoyed the video. It will go a long way in the eyes of YouTube's algorithm. By forwarding this story to as many people as possible, you can also aid in its dissemination.